time for the video today. I'm your host, Greg. Welcome. Now, today, you can tell by the title what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about movies. I'm not a big movie buff, okay? The movie buff would be my wife, okay? She's the big movie buff, and my daughter. They love to watch movies, and they're real big on movies. I think I'm crooked, aren't I? Yeah, my stand's a little crooked. That's all right. In any event, I've been noticing, especially over the last few years, they're doing a lot of remakes. They're remaking old cartoons. They're doing a series where there's 4 or 5 or 6 in a series. As of late, they have Toy Story 4. I saw Toy Story 1. I saw Toy Story 2. Didn't care to see 3. Because after the second one, it kind of got old. You know? The first one was funny. The second one was okay. But now, the third one, it's not like it's a continuation of a story. You know? Like the Rocky movies. Okay? The Rocky movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, they weren't separate movies. They were a continuation of a story. All the Harry Potter movies. What's that other one? I was never really into it. My daughter was in a little bit more than I was. With the vampires and the werewolves. And they were a series of books. That it was a continuing story. Somebody will tell me what that is, because I'm drawing a complete blank on what the name of that movie is. It had the guy from it had the guy that played it had the guy that played Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter. It shouldn't be that difficult to say. It had him in it, and he was in love with this girl, and he was a vampire, and there was another guy that was a werewolf, and they were both in love with this girl, and then I think the guy's name was Edward. I don't know. But my whole point is, they're coming out with sequels, but they're not a continuation of the story. They redid The Lion King. What? And I haven't seen The Lion King, but I've heard from some people who have, and I heard it's really not that good. It's the same thing as the old Lion King with things on, things left out, and it's live action. They turned the Flintstones into live action. They turned Scooby-Doo into live action. Folks, I don't understand these movie theaters or these movie makers. Okay, there have to be hundreds of great books out there that could be moved into movies. There was a series that I was watching. If you go back to some of my old videos, back towards the beginning, I did a book review on one of the books of the trilogy of the Raira Revelations. It's actually, I think it's actually 6 books total, but the 3 books that they could redo the movie on are Theft of Swords, Rise of Empire, and Heir of Navron. Now, Rise of Empire and Heir of Navron, they're huge books. Okay? There's 5 movies. Theft of Swords, Rise of Empire would be 2 movies. Heir of Navron would be 2 movies. There's 5 movies. And I'm sure once they put them on, if Game of Thrones can do it, you could easily do it with this. Because it's similar. And it's just, there are so many great books out there that they could turn into movies. Okay? But no, they got to go back and redo it. And make it into 2 movies. Nothing wrong with it. Okay? Nothing wrong with 2 movies. And the second movie is fine. Because it's a continuation of the story. But going back and recreating old movies is just, you know, they did it with the Karate Kid, for Pete's sakes. Okay? Now they're feeding off the Karate Kid franchise. If you're on YouTube, they have what's called Cobra Kai. And if you remember in the first Karate Kid movie, Daniel and Johnny. Daniel was with Mr. Miyagi, of course. He was the hero. And then Johnny was Cobra Kai. And they're the ones that had the big fight. And then at the end, Daniel wins. They make up. Johnny says, "You're all right, LaRusso." Well, now these two guys are adults. Okay? And Johnny opens up the Cobra Kai dojos. And then Daniel ends up teaching his kids and some other kids Miyagi-Do karate. And the whole thing's back. Only this time it's not a movie. It's actually a YouTube series that you can watch just as if you were watching television. But they keep having to go back and rob from stuff that they've done in the past. Excuse me. And it just, folks, there are so many great books out there that you could turn into movies. And it would be hits. I guarantee the writer of Revelation, for anybody that likes Game of Thrones, that likes Harry Potter, that likes anything like medieval times, like, they're going to be all over it. It would be an awesome movie. And I'm sure the author of the book would be more than happy to go ahead and give them the rights to it and let them do it. I mean, he'd make millions. You know, just like Rowling did. Rowling made millions on her books, but then she turned around and made more on her movies. So, anyway, that just kind of bugs me. And I've been thinking about it, especially, I've been driving. If we go up here and we get on the freeway up here, not at the main exit, which is right here by the DC, but there's another one up the road, like maybe a quarter of a mile. And it's easier to get on because there's not as much traffic, there's no lights, nothing to deal with. It's a lot easier to get on up there. But on the other side of the freeway, there's a drive-in. And as you're coming up to the bridge, no matter whether you're getting on to go north or if you're going to come over the bridge to go south, either way, you can look over at the screen and see what's on. And the one time I saw the Pokemon movie. And lately, I've been seeing Toy Story 4. Because they're playing Toy Story 4 up there. And The Lion King. It's like, you know, what are we going to get this Toy Story 5? Where's the next Shrek movie? Shrek was the same way. The first Shrek was good. The second Shrek was alright too. But then the third one, yeah. And then they just kept going. You know? And it's like, they had you know, Shrek Halloween special and all that. It's like, you know what? Do the roar. It was funny the first 500 times the kid said it. Okay? Not funny anymore. Do the roar. You know? I mean, come on. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. Because I see so many movies, I see so many books, because I used to listen to books on CD while I was going down the road, and it's just, there's so many out there that they can make movies of. You know, there's so many other things they could do to make movies, and they just, I don't know, they don't want to go and do it or what. Of course, they're in California. All right, the movie studios in Hollywood are all out in California, so you know they're not too bright because they still live in California. I mean, one of these days, what are we going to do for movies? You know, when the earthquake hits and California falls off into the ocean, and everybody else in the country goes, "Yay!" because people in California are gone. What are we going to do for movies? No disrespect to the people of California, but getting into why I feel the way I feel about California would be a whole other video, and I'm not going to get into that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, get it put together, get it put on for you. Got a long night going on, and hopefully I can get it, turn it around, get partway back here, and get some more miles in. So until next time, this is your host of the video of the day, reminding you to subscribe, the little subscribe button down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell. You'll get notified every time I post a video. If you're on my Facebook page, watch the video of the day page. I post these. I usually post at least one a week. This is the second one this week. So, surprise! All right? And remember, like, comment, share this video. Let everybody know that Greg the Crazy Trucker is out here and he is creating havoc wherever he goes. Until next time, this is your host of the video of the day, Greg the Crazy Trucker, saying, see ya!